Hey, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk. Today I am going to do a replay analysis for the Skorpion, and it is for Night Dog from CARTL 2. He's top tier, loaded into Erlenberg. Standard battle spawned in the south. He's headed over to the west side. And we'll talk about how things go. Something he has been working on, I'm going to show you what he does with his camera. Something he's been working on is repositioning. So he's got that on his mind while he's playing this game. You can see that as far as the deployment goes, it's not bad. You've got probably enough people going both ways. And he's going to stop right here for quite a while. He's got a scout up trolling around in the front. And he's looking for shots on guys that might be poking up over the hill. Now, that's okay for a few moments, but at this point I'd be moving again because he wants to head up to that hill right there. He's going to take the long way. Again, that's fine, but probably not required. The reason being that his T-37 moved up pretty far forward. It's very unlikely that they've got a scout forward enough that wasn't spotted. So he probably could have cut a little closer to the castle still. He's being careful, so I can't fault that too much. The reason I mentioned the stop, though, in the wide turn is he wants to be up on that hill as soon as possible. The Skorpion's strength, one of them, is its speed, and it could have been up there quite quickly. Now, nothing was really spotted, but had that 37 or one of these other guys spotted something, he should have already been in position and ready to shoot. So that's the initial positioning kind of idea. Now there's an AT-7. Starts looking at it, trying to figure it out. I'd have been a lot more aggressive trying to get a shot on that guy. And there's all kinds of things to shoot at right there, and we're really messing around. So whether this is unfamiliarity with the position or with the Skorpion's gun depression, I don't know. But he needed to be up and over there and ready to start shooting. Lots of targets, so not one shot taken yet. And this is exactly what you're looking for at this position. There you go. And we get spotted. And the reason he's spotted is he moves up in between those two trees right there in the open. T-29 is looking at him. It's time to get out of the way right now. He's looking right at him. He was spotted. Shoots, and whether he got spotted when he shot or he was still spotted, it looks like he got spotted when he shot. But that T-29 was looking right at him. There's really no reason. Plus, he shot him right in the turret. Unlikely to go through. And there's a lot of targets there, and he chooses to repo and get out. It's not a terrible decision because all that's left is the KV-85, him, and the T-37. However, there were quite a few missed opportunities for shots in there. He could have damaged those guys a little bit more before he repositioned. So the reposition decision is not bad, but the play before it could have been better. And he's got the RHM moving up behind him. He's driving without looking behind him. He may have had some shots right there if he'd have been paying attention. Now he's looking back, which is good. But I'd have been looking that way and driving forward. When I say looking that way, I mean with the turret. Now you can lock your turret by holding the right mouse button backwards while you're driving, and that way you can spin your view with your mouse around forward and back and take in the whole scene as you run. That's a very wide open field, so it's unlikely you're going to run into anything anyway. I probably would not have stopped right there. You maybe had a shot a little earlier. The reason I probably would have kept going through all that area is it is, like I said, wide open, not a lot of cover, not a lot of bushes to block you. And that Black Prince and the other tanks back there are right on the edge of seeing you. This bush right in front of you is a great spot for an initial stop. Even keep your tank pointed the way you're pointed, but stop there and let somebody light one of them up as they come and whap them. And then run away immediately. And you'll go down that little rise and hide yourself as you run. But he chooses not to do that. He's going to go up here and reposition onto the east side. West side completely lost. And he's shot, once? Twice? Okay, fair enough. There are some tanks over here. But they're all kind of around behind that hill. There are some bushes behind him and trees that he could hide himself with right over there, kind of where the RHM is, although the RHM is a little lower. He does have a T-37, so probably getting over in those bushes and looking for that large group of tanks that push through on the west side to come up in that flat open area is the thing to do. Runs into the T-37. See, that bush right there is a good one. That's just a down tree, not as much cover. Okay, so good deal. Found a black prince out in the open. Shoots and moves. I probably would have not moved. If you look at the spotting range and the view range circles, he was right on the edge of that. That thing doesn't have a lot of good view range. And with your camo net active and your binocs active, it would have been better just to sit there. Now, by all means, if you think you're going to take a shot and be spotted, then yeah, shoot and move. But I don't think you'd have been spotted right there, at least for a couple shots on that black prince. I don't know if that was a guess or really, you know, I'm talking about not being spotted, and they may have been shooting at the RHM actually right there. Yep, it appears they were, so you got hit, somebody shooting at the RHM. Unless I missed the bulb go off, but I don't think it did. So we're watching the cap, not bad. There's only 2 tanks there as far as you can tell. There's the RHM and the Black Prince. And we spent a lot of time staring in one position right here. If they got on cap, that would be an easy thing to deal with because the timer would go off and you'd know exactly where they are. More than likely, these tanks over here need your attention right now. Trying to get to what you're doing. There we go. So your guys are holding on. Got 1,300 damage. And you guys have the high ground over here on the east side. Again, spending a lot of time just kind of staring in this one spot. So I would be a lot more active at this point. That T-29 gets spotted. Go figure out how to get him. Oh, good. Good. Somebody got him. Oh, wait a minute. There he is. Just as Guido said to move, he shows up and you could have killed him. Isn't that how it always is? But I would say that before that, I'd have been a lot more active trying to find shots. Now, there we go. Work on him. No real need to move, I don't think. Yeah, you weren't going to get spotted by a Black Prince shooting through all those bushes. And then you'd have been ready right as you reloaded. I thought you might get there anyway. There you go. So you realized it, got back in, and ended up taking a good shot. So let's go work on these last few survivors. Unknown where the IS is. You can see where the T-28 is. I'd immediately go try to find shots on that guy, even if you poke out a little bit right here, just to see if you've got an angle on him. There you go. Perfect. No, behind some buildings. So that was a reasonable move. Then I had to reposition. And by reposition, I mean I'd go towards where the E-25 is. You don't really need to guard the cap now. The T-37's proven the IS isn't pushing up. There's really nothing over here, right? T-37 went through that whole southern area. Nothing was spotted. So he went past that bridge and everything. So there's nothing over in the southern half of the map. So really all you're doing is camping cap and guarding it, which is fine if there was somebody going there, but there isn't. There's a very slow T-28, a relatively slow M4A3E2, and then the IS where who knows where it went. Probably back to cap. Again, I'd be moving north on this ridge. All right, there's the E2 and the IS. Very good. So now you know they're all over there. No reason to stay here in the south. Be cognizant of the T-28 highlighting yourself on this ridge because he probably can see you at this point if he gets a line of sight to you. There he is. I would look, he's gone now, but I would have looked right a little bit right there real quick and seen if I could actually see the M4 because he's out in the open. I think you had a shot at him right there if you'd have been paying attention. Kind of locked onto that T-28 though. So you're moving back to the same spot where you didn't have a shot before, but you're going to get one, I think. There you go. He's moved out. Okay. So nice job work through that building. Good deal. He definitely saw you, so Good move moving back. I wouldn't have moved back so much. There was really no reason to go that far, just enough to keep him from shooting you. That way you can move right back up, get locked in, and take your shot. And you probably would have been reloaded and shot before he fired at you. Now you got the issue with this guy coming around the corner. Take that shot, get it. Oh. Alright, so your E25 is getting beat up. He actually comes around and helps you out there, but you miss. I maybe would have charged in there to help the E25 instead of just kind of sitting there. The E25 ends up winning, which is good, but he probably could have used a little more active help from you right there. It wasn't a terrible decision, it was just a little passive. The danger obviously is he kills the E25 and then he pew-pews you to death as you try to get in there and get a shot, so that is an issue with that tank. He'll be sticking his turret up over that little edge. Okay, very good, we got the IS. I hate that bale of hay, it's a big pain. Not a very good player, or a bot, I'm not really sure which. Just kind of sitting there, doesn't even appear to really, no, it is shooting us something, unknown what, maybe the T-37. You end up getting him out, that's good. And the T-28 is spotted. And I just raged down there at him, there you go. Hopefully the T-37 will converge and the E-25 to come give you some kind of crossfire on him. Now you've got one hit, maybe two to take from him, depending on how he rolls. And you're going to need about two on him. So this will be a matter of who fires first, or who can trade without taking a hit. There he is. Oof. Okay, so neutral trade. Next one kills you. Next one probably kills him. And you got the T-37 who has come up. Alright, so that building is covering you. I'd get right up there. And the reason I'd get right up there is you can keep track of where he's going. The T-37 will proxy light him for you. So now you know where he is. And so he's going to have a hard time turning around a corner and hitting you. You've got a turret, and that's a huge advantage in this situation. Now the two of you need to sandwich him. The 37 should go the other way, and you should go this way. And what I'm noticing with your camera work, I'm going to pause it right here, is you're in third person, right at the closest third person before sniper, more or less. But you're not really paying attention to what the enemy's doing. So what I'd do here is zoom out. And I'd move my camera over here and get a little closer to see where he's pointing. So I'm going to, actually I can go out because I have a zoom out. I think you have that. Now see how he's sort of swinging back between the two of you. So at least you know you can't just poke around the corner and take a hit right there. If he was staring at the 37 or something like that, you might be able to sneak around. So he's really where's the 30? The E25 is capped, which is unreal. If he was over there, this would be over because he would shoot that guy in the rear. Somebody's got to go take a hit here. And if I was the 37, I'd be poking out and taking that shot. You'll see what he does here. You just poke and misses. All right, that guy fired. Let's see what you're doing. Yep, you go right at him. And that's the right decision. There you go. You end up killing him. So overall initial positioning, I like the spot you went to. I wasn't too excited about the way you used it. I think you left a few hit points on the board there you could have taken from that pushing enemy. But you were trying to work to get the shots. Try not to sit there face to face with T-29s that are hold down staring right at you. Took a hit from that, and then you'll repo. Make sure you're looking back at the enemy. You might have had a shot or two there. When you did stop, you were kind of in no man's land when you stopped. Then you had to kick back up. I do like that bush sitting right about here on that little ridge, just to take a shot or two as they come. And then because you can get away by going down the little ridge and then repositioning, but you'll go right through it, no problem. You come up here. We talked about staring in one direction for a while, but you did a pretty nice job of defending the cap, and then just maybe just a little slow to moving north and helping out with all the guys that are in the middle. But pretty good game, man. 4,000 damage. Pretty good, decent example of repositioning. Just some small things, but definitely coming along. See ya.